On this first half, we are joined by Professor Randa Mostafa, Vice President of Education, Research and Telecommunications at Egyptian Senate. She joins us from Egypt's capital, Cairo. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us on One Slot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's always good to have reputable women on the show. And we know that in Egypt, women represent half of the population. Now, how would you describe the political atmosphere for women in North Africa?
In North Africa, I think it is highly improved. But let me tell you about the political aspect of Egypt. Now, it is something you cannot imagine. We never imagined that we have all the rights and all this participation in all the political aspects. Now, the woman has all the rights in sharing and giving an opinion and lead the community and lead the nation.
Now, Professor Mostafa, still looking at the progress that women have made so far. I mean, you are also a member of parliament. Now, Egypt passed through a critical period during the January 25, 2011 revolution. I'm sure you would remember, where we saw women and men working together for freedom and democracy. Now, Professor Mostafa, what were some of the major roles that women, like yourself, I'm sure, played during this revolution? And did it have any effect on how women were treated in the political sphere in Egypt?
Oh, I cannot describe how much women participated in this hard time. Women has a say, women has a vote, women defended the rights of the community to be free, women changed the community, women went to the streets, they shouted, they said, no, we need change. They selected even the President Sisi and they were demanding and asking him to participate and come and lead the nation. So women played a big role in this spring. And I think since that time, we are enjoying different era for women's rights.
Now, you're a member of the Egyptian Senate. Can you tell us some of the factors that are affecting women representation and participation in Egypt? And what exactly is the degree of women representation in your Egyptian Senate?
Actually, the number of women highly increased in this term, and I am sure that next term will be much higher. Before we used to have to be 24, I think. Now we are over 165, and now women heading committees at the Egyptian Senate and the House of People. They have a share. They are sharing and shaping and helping in shaping our future and the future of the nation.
As a woman, can you tell us what you went through to become a member of the Egyptian Senate? I mean, you're one of reputable people in Egypt. What did you go through? What were the challenges you went through just to become or get to this high position?
Maybe I was lucky because I came to politics in the time of President Sisi. He supported women. He highly supported women. I was a professor of medicine and I was a vice president of university. But on the other hand, I was sharing in the political aspects and was participating in all the discussions and the leadership of the community to empower women. Actually, this is the main aspect I used to be. To empower women, how to empower the poor woman, how to support this woman, how to educate this woman, how to be part of the community. And actually, I'm delighted to be nominated from President Sisi himself. So this is another issue of him supporting the leadership of women to share and to lead the community.
I'm happy with the background you gave us, and you told us that you were once a vice chancellor of university. That is women being in top positions. But we also know that the high illiteracy rate among women in Egypt is about 37.5%. What have been some of the programs that you have done to help women in terms of education in Egypt?
Yes. Well, I know that education is very important for all, not only women, for women and men. And actually, we are working very hard to support women and to increase the education and the level of education for women. For me, for myself, I am the president of the women sector in my party, the party named Humayt Al-Watan. We are working very hard to help women to read and write, not only to read and write, but also to know, to follow the digital time we are passing. Actually, in the party, we are helping to empower women by giving her chance to learn, by giving her chance to learn crafts, by giving her work opportunity, and also through that we help her to read and write, and even to work with the digital era of the community. So I believe that by 2030, this ratio will highly decrease. Inshallah, I hope so.
Now, Professor Mustafa, I don't know if you would like to share with us, but there are some women who still face the societal barriers where their families do not assist them when they say they want to go into politics. They say politics is not a place for a woman. But you are a member of Senate. How did your family support you? Or were they against you? Were there people, some of your friends, who said, why would you go into Senate? Did you have issues like that?
Well, actually, working in politics is very hard for a woman because women have another job. We have a home, we have a family, I have a daughter, and actually, I want to thank my daughter for her full support, and I want to thank my family for their full support because usually I'm very busy and sometimes I'm very tense, trying to give something to my country, trying to shape the future and reshape the future of my country. And actually now, the families are highly supporting women to work in politics. Before, maybe it was very difficult for us, but now I think most of the Egyptian family would like to support the mother to be in the political aspects. So I want to thank all my family for their support.
That's such a wonderful thing from your family. Now, Professor Mustafa, some people have the idea that religion plays a role in not allowing women participate in politics, especially the Islamic religion. Tell us more about this. Do you feel that religion or Islamic governments have not allowed women to participate in politics?
No. Let me tell you, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to ask women to participate in war. During the past time, they used to work as doctors, nurses. They used to participate in the war. So who said that the woman should not participate in war or in building up the community? No. But maybe during 2011 and the brotherhood, the Muslim brotherhood, maybe it was a difficult time for us. They wanted to enforce something which is not in our religion, actually. Our religion usually equalize women and men. They gave women right. Prophet Muhammad gave the woman the right to decide her future, to decide if she wants to get married or not, to decide if she wants to continue with her husband or to leave. The woman in Islam is free, but people sometimes misunderstand the rules of Islam.
Okay, now, Professor Mustafa, still talking about the issue of gender equality. We know that it first appeared in Article 31 of the 1956 Constitution, promulgated under Gamal Abd al-Nasser. Now, what has been the amendments of the Egyptian Constitution over the years to promote gender equality and ensure women's participation? What does the law say about women participation, especially when it comes to Egyptian Constitution?
Actually, let me tell you that the recent Egyptian constitution in 2014 has about 21 items supporting the participation of women, supporting the leadership of women. Even yesterday on Monday, President Sisi used to attend the Mother's Day in Egypt. We celebrate the Mother's Day on 21st of March. And he usually gave us some good news for all the women. So he declared that the woman should be part of any community, on any institution, on any university council, in any council of Egypt. So this is a part of equality. This is a big part of equality. Yes, maybe previously, since Nasser, we did not have all this equality, but now, no. Woman is equal to men. We are enjoying equality, and I think we never enjoyed the equality like before, like this time. We are highly enjoying, and even each year we take more and more rights. And we are, and I think we proved ourselves. We proved ourselves in education. We proved ourselves in ministry. We have many ministers, women. We proved ourselves in finance, in medicine. We have a lot of professors, many very famous doctors and professors. In politics, we have a lot of women. So I think we had an equality, and we proved ourselves on the same time.
Now, you talk about so many women in parliament, and from the statistics, we have that about 27.8% in 2022 of the women in parliament, of people in parliament, were women. Now, I wonder also that what has this done to ensure the participation or the increase of human rights, of women's rights in Egypt? What are the things that you have helped to improve women's rights in Egypt?
If you mean now or before?
Now.
To increase the number?
Now, presently.
I think now we are, I think that all the women in politics are working very hard to support more and acquire more rights for the women in the future. And I think the number of women in the two rooms of parliaments will increase dramatically by the election of 2025. We are discussing a lot of rules that help the woman to be there, to participate in all aspects of improvement. I think I expect that next time in the election, the number of women will highly increase, and by time it will increase more and more, because really women prove themselves.
Now, Professor Mustafa, looking at this gender equality, I'm going to paint a scenario in which a young girl, imagine your daughter trying to go, or a young girl of your daughter's age trying to go into politics or trying to go into something that is educational for women, and she gets beaten. What exactly are the laws to promote this particular young lady? If she goes to the law courts, how can she be protected to make sure that her rights are protected in Egypt?
Oh, by the way, I am now helping my daughter to participate in politics. Oh. She is working with me in the party and in the community service mainly. And I would love her to be there. And let me assure you that now we have a lot of laws that protect women from harassment and from protect women rights and protect women being in any other aspect, even in not only in politics, but in any other aspects. Nobody can harass the woman. She can go and claim her rights, that she needs to be free and she needs to improve her to enjoy her life and to work freely in a free environment.
Before now, how was it? Looking at President El-Sisi's government, you said he has done a whole lot to make sure that women's rights are upheld. Before now, how bad was it in Egypt?
In the era of Islamic Brotherhood, it was very difficult actually. We were afraid to go in the street. We were not too many women had high-ranked positions. And I think they looked at the woman as an inferior to the men. But now, since President Sisi, things are changed, and now, as I told you, we have a law against harassment. Nobody can touch the woman. Nobody can tell anything about anything. She has all the rights to be and to work freely, to walk freely, to participate in any aspects, either political or social or anything.
Still on this growth of women in politics in Egypt. Now, I'm going to mention a woman who I'm sure you're very familiar with. That is Farida El-Choubachi. Now, at the age of 83 in 2021, she became the first woman in 42 years to address the opening session in Parliament. Now, Professor Mustafa, I'm sure you will have so much to talk about Farida. Let us know more about her and how significant was it that day?
Oh, by the way, she is my colleague. She is a wonderful lady. She led the session, the first session of election of the parliaments, and this reflects how much woman now is highly appreciated. Before, we cannot imagine even, we cannot dream even that a woman can lead the first session of the parliament. But now it was very normal. We accepted her to lead the session. We accepted her to decide and to attend the election of the presidents of the parliaments. She was the eldest woman in the parliament, and so by law she has to lead the first session. It is, I think, it's mind changing. Our mind changed a lot in the last 9 years of President Sisi. I think before we never dreamed that a woman can lead a session in the parliament. We had only 4 women. You know, before President Sisi in the Mubarak time, we had only 4 women in the parliament.
Now, Professor Mustafa, I'm wondering for a lot of women out there, because I know that in Egypt, I mean, what we know is that the man is the breadwinner of the family. What has been done concerning job creation for women, housing for women, in a way that women are economically empowered in Egypt? What has been done on that particular aspect?
Well, this is a very good question. Yes, and we are, all the society is working now with empowering women, actually. Before, yes, the woman used to be a follower for the man, even for her husband. If she is not happy with him, she has to continue because he is supporting her. But now we are working very hard to support. We have many women even in positions. They have jobs, and also with the low economic standard women, we are working very hard supporting them, empowering him, teaching them, and creating many jobs for her so she can support her family. Even if she is divorced, she can support her family. And yesterday, President Sisi mentioned that, that he cannot imagine that a divorced woman will seek for help. She can support herself, and he will work hard to let her support herself and live freely.
What do you look at the role of women supporting women? I know that for you to have gotten to the Senate, you had people who voted you in. What role do women play, the electorates play, in helping women get to that position of power?
I think they played a big role during the election of 2014, and I am sure that the woman will play a big role in the next election, because now, you know, when you go to the election, you will find about 75% women. So they helped in shaping their future, the nation future, the country future. I still remember that my mom was there here before at the last election, and she was very old, and she insisted to go. And I told her, it is very difficult for you, my mom. She said, no, I have to shape your future. And she insisted to go, and she went, and she elected President Sisi. So this is our society. Women and young women and old women, all working together to shape and reshape the future of our nation.
What legacy do you plan to leave at the Egyptian Senate? What should people remember you of? When I come later and I say Professor Randa Mostafa, and you've spoken so well, what are the things that we can say that you want people to remember you of?
I want people to remember me as a leadership, as a leading woman. I shaped my future. I worked hard for empowering women. I worked hard for the research. I worked hard for the education of our country, for education of our future children. I supported a lot of theories about education and how to apply it to improve education. As I'm a female fellow in medical education, so I worked very hard in supporting the education of our future doctors. I want to tell the people to remember me as a highly dedicated woman who loved her country, and she wanted her country to be better and better.
So finally, a word of advice for women out there. An Egyptian girl is sitting down watching you right now. What is your word of advice to her?
For all the Egyptian girls and for my daughter, please trust in yourself. Please educate yourself well. Please work on yourself. Please trust in God and trust in your ability to be. Trust in your country. Trust in your society. Work hard. Respect your work and teach yourself well. And I'm sure that our country will improve and will be the best country in the world. Just we need you hand in hand. Be there, and we will be there together for better future.
Thank you so much, Professor Randa Mostafa. I'm sure she's smiling right now. And also thank you so much for sharing so much words on one slot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.